So good afternoon. I got the most difficult task is to talk with people after their lunch. But I'm under the assumption that many of you don't know where is Ramat HaNegev. But I can tell you that in 1952, the Prime Minister of Israel, David Ben-Gurion, was on his way south to Beersheba to see what's going on with the road that connect the central south part of Israel to Eilat, route number 40. And he was driving towards south, and he was passing by something that looked for him very, very strange. And on his way back, he asked his people, who are those people that are located there? They told him, listen, those are a bunch of crazy people that they want to be cowboys. The place were called Sde Boker. And Ben-Gurion go back to Jerusalem, and the sight that he saw, the insight that he had, was that he wrote them a letter and he said, I was never envious in my life, in a person or in any action, until I saw you. Think about it. The first Prime Minister of Israel sent a letter to very young people, most of them were in their mid-20s, a letter that he says that he never envious in anybody in Israel until he saw them. Because the understanding that those young people came to the farthest place in the Negev, in the south part of Israel, and started a community, it was some mind-blowing for Ben-Gurion. Few months after, Ben-Gurion had some political crisis, and he decided to resign from the government, and he wants to join these 15 young people from Sde Boker, those cowboys. He was 68 years old. They were in their mid-20s. And now the Prime Minister of Israel wants to go to some very far away ranch, some kind of a farming ranch, and they need to decide whether to accept him or not. All night they are arguing. What do we need him? He's an old man. And people said, but he will bring us resources. And after a very long night, when the sun just came up, they had a vote, and by one vote, they decided to accept Ben-Gurion to Sde Boker. And in this action of Ben-Gurion, what Ben-Gurion did, this was a symbolize of what he basically gave us his will. And the will was to populate the Negev because he understood what's the potential of the Negev. And if I'll take you fast forward now, 7 decades after, we're still in the same place that we need and we can to fulfill Ben-Gurion vision, not because it's Ben-Gurion, but because it's the right thing for the state of Israel. And what is the right thing for the state of Israel? The right thing of the state of Israel is to populate the Negev, to bring many, many more young families to the Negev. And the Negev has the opportunity to provide the suitable alternative housing that you cannot buy or get in Tel Aviv. And I don't know what's going on in this area in terms of real estate, but in Israel, everything is very expensive in terms of real estate. And the Negev can be an alternative, a reasonable alternative for young families to live. The second thing is that the Negev, our Negevs, my Negev, is the place that can provide food security to everyone in Israel. The farming, the agriculture that we do, it's the most advanced desert agriculture in the world. What we can provide in terms of food security, whenever you come to Israel and you go to the morning buffet in your hotel, you know this line of everything, right? That's what we know to do in the Negev today. Everything that you have on this buffet, from milk, eggs, meat, honey, vegetables, fruit, everything we know how to grow in this Negev. It's a miracle. Third, the Negev can provide all Israel energy consumption. We have enough land in the Negev, and we know the technology to provide Israel needs of energy. And if Israel is going to double herself, less than 20 years, or in 20 years it will double itself, we need a lot of more space for housing, a lot of more space for farming, a lot more space for the energy. And all those three things can be provided by the Negev. And fourth, which is not less important, the way to do it is that, I don't know if you know, but in Israel today we recycle almost 80% of the water of Israel. So the demographical growth of Israel will provide a lot of sewage that will eventually be able to give us the opportunity to farm and cultivate a lot of more of agriculture and farming. The fifth thing, which is very, very important, and you see what's going on in this crazy geopolitics of the Middle East, it's not less important, but the connection that since the Negev is exactly the triangle between the Egyptian's border, where I have communities, to the Jordanian border, the Negev is basically the bridge between the moderate, as much as it can be moderated, Muslim countries next to us. Think about it, if in October 7th, in addition to the Hamas, to the Hezbollah, to Iran, to the Houthis, to Iraq, to Syrian, we will have also the Jordanian and the Egyptians. So the Negev, basically, as I understand it, like Ben Gurion understood it in 52, the Negev is basically the future of the state of Israel. And last thing, because we are also... First, I finished, Natalie. No, I'm sorry. The last thing, I want to use this opportunity, first of all, to thanks to the people of Jewish National Fund USA for the great support that they gave us in the last 2 years. So this is for you. Second, in Ramat HaNegev, we actually can provide good life for people, for Israelis. And from education, from the best education to the best community sense, through amazing landscape and many, many, many good community life, the Negev is probably one of the best places for people to raise and grow their children. And I invite each one of you. I know there are some people here that know the Negev pretty well. I know you. But those of you that haven't been, if you want, you can take my phone now. You can actually, I'll give you my phone. And whenever you come to Israel, call me. You want to write? 050 5545. Okay, one more time. 050 5545 502. Just give me one WhatsApp text. We'll be very happy to host you. Thank you so much. Thank you.